Hey student, today I am going to discuss with you a poem that is Partition, published in 1966, written by W.H.Auden. So W.H.Auden was an English American poet born in 1907 and died in 1973. So Auden's poetry was noted for its stylistics and technical achievement. It's engaged with politics, moral, love, and religion with variety in tone, form, and content. Auden's poems, that is, alludes or describe to the period of late 1940s when the people of India finally won independence from the Britain. Hindus and Muslims led to formation of two separate countries, India, a Hindu state, and Pakistan, a Muslim state. Half of million people lost their lives in the conflict that leading up to the creation of these two countries. This poem deals with primarily this situation when the separation is started. British barrister Sir Cyril Radcliffe arrived in British for the first times on July 8, 1947, and he had only 5 weeks to draw the boundaries between the independent India and the newly created Pakistan. The resulting boundaries awarded was announced on August 17. Radcliffe line ended in violence and killed 1 million people and displaced 12 million. Radcliffe burned his paper, refused his 40,000 fee, and left once and for all. While drawing the border, Radcliffe faced many difficulties. Both the groups refused to compromise, so communal tension arises. Auden's poem Partition shows Radcliffe's and his 1940s job and how the country faced difficulties and how this separation affects the life of the people of both countries. So let's come to the text, the poem. Unbiased at least he was when he arrived on his mission. Having never set eyes on this land, he was called to partition between two peoples fanatically at odds with their different diets and incompatible gods. So, Cyril Radcliffe came to India on July 8, 1947 for his mission for the partition. And when he came to India that time, he was unbiased among the peoples. He was not parcellated among the people of India, and he arrived for his mission for the partition. Having never set eyes on this land, he was called to partition, and he never saw India before. He did not know on the history of the India. So how could he call for partition between two peoples fanatically at odds? So he came for partition between the two groups of peoples, and they are different to each other with their different diets. They have different diets and different god also. Their culture, traditions, customs, all are different to each other. So Cyril Radcliffe not only came for the partition of the land, he also draw a line between the two groups of peoples, the Hindu and the Muslim people, and they are different to each other. Time they had briefed him in London is short. It's too late for mutual reconciliation or rational debate. The only solution now lies in separation. Time. They had not much time in London for the brief discussion about the partition of India. It is too late because when the partition news spread all over the India, the communal riot was started among the people. the Muslim demand for the new country, Pakistan, and the Hindu for India. So the situation was out of control. So it's too late for the mutual understanding, for the rational debates, and the Viceroy thinks, as you will see from his letter, that the less you are seen in his company, the better. So we have arranged to provide you with other accommodation. So when the partition was started in India, that time the Viceroy was Lord Mountbatten, and Lord Mountbatten or the Viceroy writes a letter to Redcliffe. And what he wrote in this letter, he wrote that less you are seen in his company, the better. So we have arranged to provide you with other accommodation. So it is good for you if you make distance from the people of India, or spend less times with them. Then we will give you the good accommodation. We will give you good food for eat and good apartment to live. So it is good for you if you have not much discussion about the partition to the Indian people, or no need to familiar with them. Then we can give you 4 judges, to Muslims and to Hindu, to consult with, but the final discussion must rest with you. So we can give you 4 judges, to Muslim and to Hindu, for the consult, for the discussion, and you can discussion with them about the partition. But the final decision, that is decided by you. Shut up in a lonely mansion with police night and day patrolling the gardens to keep assassins away, he got down to work to the task of settling the fate of millions. So you have to live in a isolated luxurious house, and you are always watched by people day and night, always police patrolling around your house. And the police keep you from the assassinations of the people, because you began to working a serious job, and that would decide the life of million of people. So people may be harm you. The maps at his disposal were out of date and the census returns almost certainly incorrect, but there was no time to check them, no time to inspect contested areas. And the maps which had available, that is outdated or very old, and the population record that had almost wrong, but there was no time to verify or check them in the contested area or in the disputed area where the two groups of peoples claim as their own. To the next line. The weather was frightful hot, and a bout of dysentery kept him constantly on the trot. But in 7 weeks it was done. The frontier decided, a continent for better or worse divided. The weather was frightful hot. Frightful hot means the weather that was frightful, because the situation that arose was out of control, and a bout of dysentery kept him. Dysentery means a stomach illness, and it caused the loose motion. So he was suffering from the dysentery, means he was suffering a stomach illness, and that caused loose motion, and it kept him very busy or running to the toilet often. But in 7 weeks it was done, for frontier decided. So, but in 7 weeks the border created between the country, and it determined how the continent would be divided. A continent for better or worse divided. So whether the result was good or bad, whether it was good for the people or bad for the people, but the nation separated into two parts finally. The next day he sailed for England, where he could quickly forget the case, as a good lawyer must. The next day, Radcliffe went to England, where he could move on from the case and stop thinking about the partition, as a good lawyer must. As a good lawyer, forget his last case, finish one case, and prepare for the next, not get emotionally attached after finishing a case. Return he would not afraid, as he told his club that he might get sued, and Radcliffe refused to come back to India. He was afraid, as he told his friends and colleagues, that someone might shoot him after the partition. So he never come to India after the partition. So the conclusion is that Radcliffe came to India, divided the nation, and ran back to England. But people faced the difficulties after the partition of India. So this poem that is shows the duty of the Radcliffe, how he came from England and divide a nation, and that affect the life of the people of India. I hope this explanation help you to understand the poem. If you enjoy it, please like the video and do subscribe to my channel for more English literature topic. Keep learning. I will meet you in the next video.